I'm quite in love with Doris Day, and there are very few of her films that I do not like. Unfortunately, Julie is one of them. Now, I'm not saying that Julie is an absolutely appalling film and that there was nothing good about it. There were certain aspects that I enjoyed, but it just seems like it's not quite hitting the nail on the head with being a decent, thrilling crime drama. There are other crime thrillers that Doris Day has done that are just amazing, that work so well. This one, I feel like the narrative is the problem. So this was released in 1956, written and directed by Andrew L. Stone, starring Doris Day, Louis Jourdan, and Barry Sullivan. And the description from IMDb makes it sound really exciting. And this says, a terrified wife tries to escape from her insanely jealous husband who is bent on killing her. So to begin with, it's kind of just paranoia. She worries that her husband, played by Louis Jourdan, is trying to kill her. And eventually she kind of decides that this is definitely happening. She needs to go to the police. She needs to get away from him. And that's really interesting. Because obviously you'd think, well, why would he be trying to kill her? What on earth could he possibly be doing that for? And it's quite an interesting look at his character and why he might be doing this. Doris Day's character, Julie, I like. She was reasonably well-rounded, but she's not the most interesting character I've ever seen. So, which is a shame, because Doris Day usually plays really interesting, complex, compelling characters who I really want to know more about. Julie, I could kind of take or leave as a character. She was fine, I wanted the best for her. I wasn't that bothered, though. The narrative is, for me, as I said, the problem. It sounds great, but it just, at no point was I scared for Julie. I never thought, this is it, this is where he kills her. And then it gets kind of ludicrous, to be honest, towards the end. And I'm not going to say what happens, because I think you should still watch it if you're a Doris Day fan, because, you know, you have to see everything she's done and make up your own mind. But towards the end, it just gets kind of ludicrous and slightly unbelievable. Certainly not with the actions, but with the location. And then there's a scene that lasts about 10 minutes towards the end. It's literally like the last scene, and it lasts forever. And it's so dull. And there's some importance in it. It's not necessarily a bad way to end the film, but I think it dragged on too long, and it kind of just left me really, really bored at the end. So the narrative itself wasn't that great, but the ending really just was so weak that even if the film had been amazing, it would have left on quite a downer. One thing that I did love about this is the fact that the opening credits are done over Doris Day's vocals, and she's got an absolutely beautiful voice. And I really, really like the soundtrack for this, which is pretty good because it was nominated for the Best Music Oscar, and it was also, that's for the original song, for the song Julie. It's not a musical, there aren't songs throughout it, but it was also nominated for the Best Writing Screenplay, which doesn't make any sense to me. The dialogue is appalling, the scenes don't really change that much, the locations are pretty repetitive, none of the characters really excited me. So it's with a heavy heart that I say I did not like the film Julie. I loved Doris Day. I loved watching her, as creepy as that sounds. But the film itself just did not do anything for me at all.